We have an industry that is super rich in terms of data and what we can do with that data. We have a lot of needs for using that data to solve our answers and making the entire railroad safer, more efficient, and more reliable.
If you're in the body of a train and you're dealing with passengers and passenger issues, those are very distracting. And so you lose that situational awareness. You lose that ability to know where you are because you're not paying attention to it directly, because you're paying attention to the task at hand, which is taking care of our customers, which is what you're supposed to do. But in order to comply with law, you have to keep track of where you are. Kind of put our heads together and came up with an idea that since all the conductors have iPhones, we kind of thought about it for a little bit and said, well, look, every iPhone has locational services, so every iPhone knows where it is all the time. And if we could leverage the locational services of the iPhone, then we could use the device as a early warning system to give the conductors situational awareness.
The result of that is something that we call AWARE, or Amtrak Wayside Alert Response for engineers and conductors.
The AWARE app allows conductors to more accurately monitor safety performance. They can respond more effectively to changes in conditions such as a temporary speed restriction or other change, allowing them to notify the locomotive engineer and make adjustments in real time. This really reinforces the existing checks and balances that we already have in place, but allows us to continuously improve our safety performance as we operate our trains.
The purpose of the AWARE app is to provide that secondary level of awareness to the conductor so that when the conductor is distracted, the phone isn't. So the phone comes back and says, by the way, you're here and you need to do something with this.
The technology behind the solution is taking the data that the engineering department created and storing that information in a database. The information is then uploaded to the mobile device when the conductor logs into their train, and then that data is then delivered to the AWARE app. And as the train's moving, the AWARE app's constantly looking at its location, and then once it sees a slow order coming up, it starts alerting the conductor.
Our job has a lot of different aspects to it. Customer service is just one aspect of our job. Safety of our customers is the most important aspect of our job. And having an app that would allow us to know where we are while we're juggling all those balls up in the air, it would be very vital to the operation.
Even in the areas that there might be a bad GPS reception or no cell tower, we use a combination of different signal processing and filtering techniques to augment that data and monitor the location of the train. Then it uses certain deep learning models to predict the location of the train and the speed ahead of the train. And then looking at the data coming out of that convolutional speed analysis, if there is a spot that we have to notify the train engineer for slowing down, it does that.
I think AWARE is important because there are many new technology tools available today, and AWARE allows us to bring those technologies to our frontline staff. And having new safety information available through this app allows us to make better decisions, more consistent decisions, and this improves our safety performance and our customer service.
Now we are in the test phase of the app, making sure that the same operational infrastructure that we have put together for running AWARE is valid and it works everywhere. The second piece is now building other tools on top of this engine, and that is where the beauty of AWARE really stands out. It was first started as a safety project, but now almost the entire organization is involved in that. We have people from transportation, from operations, from safety, from IT, from our mechanical department, even our police department that is looking at AWARE and how it can help them do their day-to-day job easier.
Amtrak is really driving mobility as a solution, and IT is pushing that along with our business partners. That gives us the capability of knowing where our trains are, what our employees need from us, have accurate information and real-time information. So as we now enhance our mobility, that's going to give us greater flexibility and more innovation.
Amtrak is very proud of not only welcoming diversity in background, but celebrating it. We know that oftentimes innovation is created when two unseemingly related dots fall next to each other and somebody sees that relation and connects the dots, and bam, you have the next innovation right in front of you.
I have a group of people working for me who are really good and really fun to work with and are really dedicated to doing things and inventing things and making stuff better. You know, it's one of those things that makes it tough to think about the fact that, you know, you've been here for 40 years, kind of time to retire. And now the job is more fun today than it was 40 years ago. So, you know, hang around for a little bit.
If people want to solve complex problems and make simple solutions, I think this is the ideal place to take advantage of that.
When your work relates directly to the safety of millions of people that use your service and your product, it gives you a certain level of responsibility, but at the same time, a very huge pride in what you do.